How will the new tariffs hit your wallet? We talked to economists about the things you should be buying right now and the purchases you can still put off.
Tonight, we are checking your tags. In response to the newly imposed tariffs, we are checking where things are made and how much it'll add up.
The first step that we've taken is to write our USDA secretary demanding answers on why these cuts are being proposed.
How proposed federal funding cuts could impact groups like Feeding San Diego and beyond.
Another day, another encampment fire near the freeway. We're working for you today on why Caltrans isn't picking them up faster.
This week marks 30 years since the beloved Tejano singer Selena was murdered, and she continues to make an impact on the community.
A stroke of Americana for 50 years. We meet the man behind the Lakeside Murals.
CBS 8 News Live at 6 starts right now.
This is a big deal. This is the largest tariff increase the U.S. has done in about 100 years.
We start tonight with a warning from local economists who say you will definitely feel President Trump's tariffs in your wallet. They tell us they expect the price of some goods to go up right away, but others may not spike for a few months. Good evening, and thank you for joining us. I'm Carlo Cicchetto.
I'm Marcella Lee. The move prompted a nosedive in global markets, with the Dow Jones seeing its worst loss since the beginning of the COVID-19 pandemic. Wall Street ended the day with a massive drop. The Dow Jones finished down almost 1,700 points. The NASDAQ and S&P 500 both dropped about 6% and 5% respectively.
CBS 8's Steve Price kicks off our coverage tonight with more on what economists say we can expect in the coming days and weeks.
President Trump's 25% tariff on foreign vehicles is now in effect. Tariffs on other products coming into the U.S. will be starting shortly. Without question, economists say prices here in the U.S. will be going up. So what should you be buying now, and what purchases can you put off?
Economists say the Dow plunging more than 1,600 points Thursday is a sign of uncertainty.
I don't think people are overreacting. I don't think the stock market is overreacting.
Kyle Handley teaches economics at UC San Diego and says there's no question that Trump's tariffs will hit everyone's wallet, and he believes the first place you'll feel it is at the grocery store.
Avocados, most of them are imported. Bananas, most of them are imported. The other important thing about avocados and bananas and fresh produce is you can't store it very easily. And so there's no inventories to draw down.
And those aren't the only food items expected to go up right away.
It's a sales tax, basically.
Hisham Fouad, who teaches economics at San Diego State, says items we can't easily grow here will also spike.
Coffee, for example, or chocolate. We just don't have the climate for producing them here. So those are the kinds of things that I expect to see, big increases in prices.
Economists believe new car prices are probably still a few months from going up dramatically.
If that car dealership has a lot of stock and inventory, they may not increase prices right away.
As for other popular items, China is being hit with one of the biggest tariffs, so expect to pay more soon for electronics, toys, and shoes. Taiwan and Vietnam supply computer parts, Japan construction equipment, and India clothing and jewelry. And while you might not be in the market to buy any of these things, fixing the stuff you already have could be affected.
Even products that people already own that they maybe bought long before the trade war, we're going to see, they're going to be difficult to replace, difficult to repair, or I should say more costly. And I think those are the things that people aren't expecting.
Economists also point out that tariffs tend to hit those living paycheck to paycheck the most, because even the slightest rise in prices will force them to make tough economic choices. In Kearney Mesa, Steve Price, CBS 8.
Thanks, Steve. The Department of Agriculture is cutting $1 billion in funding for schools and food banks. This is money that's used to buy food from local farms and suppliers. And tonight we're learning that could impact Feeding San Diego. Congressman Mike Levin toured the group's facility today. He says he's written a letter to the USDA secretary demanding an explanation for the proposed cuts. If they do happen, Feeding San Diego's CEO tells us it would have a ripple effect locally.
You're looking at local dollars that were being spent for them going away, and the potential that those small farmers may be driven out of business, which is then further going to impact our local ag community.
While Feeding San Diego runs on private donations, it was expecting to receive more than $1 million from the Agriculture Department's Local Food Purchase Assistance Program.
We are working to get answers about what's being done to address the delay in clearing encampments along San Diego freeways after another fire broke out near traffic this morning.
Today's fire comes just a day after another similar incident caused traffic headaches around the Coronado Bridge. CBS 8's Alex Cheney is working for you tonight and joins us live with what he's learned from speaking with State Senator Catherine Blakespear. Alex?
Yeah, that's right. I'm right where the 94 meets the 15. And this morning, there was a fire in the homeless encampment just behind me. The debris, the trash is all still there. I'm working for you this evening, trying to find out why Caltrans isn't clearing these encampments faster. Here's video from this morning of a small fire by the 94 and 15 interchange near Choyas Creek. And just yesterday, a fire beneath an I-5 underpass in the Logan Heights area disrupted morning traffic. Caltrans is the government agency that is required to clean encampments, but from what we see, the current procedures often leave months between scheduled cleanups. I spoke to State Senator Catherine Blakespear over Zoom this afternoon about her proposed bill, SB 569, which compels Caltrans to work with local agencies to clean up encampments in a timely manner.
We need Caltrans to be working with those local agencies, arm in arm, hand in hand, to solve the problem. It really shouldn't be about finger pointing or saying this is somebody else's land. We should say this is a humanitarian crisis and we need to work together to solve it.
CBS 8 has reached out to Caltrans repeatedly the last 2 days, and we have received no official statement. Senator Blakespear says it's important to keep pressure on government agencies.
Part of your role as the watchdog of government is really good, that you're pressing them, because you're saying this matters to our viewers, this matters to you as a reporter and the Fourth Estate that's keeping an eye on government, and so you're wanting a response. And I think that's really great, because ultimately, how do we get movement from all levels, all people, stopping the finger pointing and just solve the problem? And ultimately, it does come from this kind of pressure. So I'm really glad that you're doing that.
Senator Blakespear told me that Senate Bill 569 is being presented in front of the Transportation Committee in Sacramento on April 22nd. Reporting live, I'm Alex Cheney, CBS 8.
Thanks, Alex. And remember, if there's something you'd like us to look into, you can email us at workingforyou@cbs8.com.
Tonight, we're learning a Chula Vista man has pleaded guilty to charges stemming from the deaths of 2 migrants he was trying to smuggle into the U.S. It happened last October. Sergio Palomera led Border Patrol agents on a chase after they saw him put the migrants into his car near the border. The chase, which at times reached speeds of up to 110 miles an hour, ended when Palomera lost control of the vehicle, causing it to roll over on the 905 freeway. The migrants, a man and a woman, died from their injuries in the crash. Palomera is set to be sentenced in July.
New developments in the case of a woman whose body was found in her van in a tow yard 1 month after a drunk driver hit that parked van while she was asleep inside. Her children are now suing the city of San Diego. CBS 8 first broke the story of 65-year-old Monica Camerone D'Adams last month. Workers at this Allied Gardens tow yard found D'Adams' decomposed body in December of 2023. That was 1 month after a drunk driver smashed into that van on Claremont Mesa Boulevard. The family says the officer did not look inside the van after that crash and had the van towed away with Camerone D'Adams still inside. Now her children want accountability for the pain and suffering she experienced and also for their pain and grief. We have more details on CBS8.com. Just click on this story. This week marks 30 years since Latina superstar Selena Quintanilla Perez was killed by the president of her fan club. The Tejano singer rose to stardom in the 90s, but her legacy extends far beyond her music.
CBS 8's Abby Black is live in Barrio Logan tonight, where a community continues to celebrate the cultural icon's impact on new generations. Abby?
Marcella and Carlo, take a look at this beautiful mural of Selena, the beloved Tejano singer. It's here in the alleyway behind Logan Avenue, and fans tell me that her influence is still strong 3 decades later. She's a cultural icon, bridging communities and generations, especially relevant during the border tensions of the 90s that still resonates today. This week marks 3 decades since Tejano superstar Selena Quintanilla Perez's murder, yet her influence only continues to grow.
I feel like she's going to inspire me forever, so I wanted to pay that respect and celebrate her with that illustration.
In 2021, local artist Sony Lopez Chavez painted the Selena mural in Barrio Logan to honor the iconic singer.
For me, I mean, her influence extends beyond her music. She was an entrepreneur. She opened up her own boutique showcasing her fashion, clothing that she designed. And back then, that was almost unheard of for the Latino community.
Studying Selena's cultural impact inspired SDSU professor Dr. Nathan Rodriguez to create the Selena and Latinx Media Representation course in 2019.
Selena is one of those people that just endures. She is loved by generations.
For Rodriguez, who grew up in San Antonio where Selena lived, the connection is personal.
I discovered Selena, and she was sort of that person to me that helped me understand who I was as a Latina person, and I got a lot of my identity from her.
He's found numerous connections between her story and contemporary issues, looking at how Latinas are often hypersexualized in media and how Selena broke those barriers.
She, yes, was sexual in her bustier and the way she danced, but she was also very much ingrained in her moral values.
Last week, Yolanda Salvador, Selena's former fan club president who shot and killed the singer, was denied parole. She's serving a life sentence and won't be eligible for another hearing until 2029. Despite her death at a young age, Selena's enduring legacy continues to impact Latinx communities.
I think Selena is more relevant now than ever. Her impact, I think, is enduring because there has not yet been someone like her. Somebody that's just so likable, charismatic, so talented, and has reached the levels that she has.
Professor Rodriguez says that the demand for the Selena course was so high that he's created a pop culture class on Cardi B and Bad Bunny, both artists inspired by Selena. Now, many here in Barrio Logan will celebrate Selena's birthday that's coming up on April 16th, continuing to honor her impact. Reporting live in Barrio Logan, Abby Black, CBS 8.
Thank you, Abby. Our sister station in Houston, Texas is re-airing its broadcast from the night Selena was murdered with extended coverage in Corpus Christi. That is available to watch on our free streaming channel, CBS 8 Plus, at 7 p.m. right after this newscast. Download on your TV and watch for free.
A cute competition narrows down its final 4 and the looming deadline for TikTok.
Those details are still ahead. Plus, what you need to know as popular money transferring service Zelle shuts down its app.
And what researchers are forecasting for the upcoming hurricane season.
Seeing that wet weather roll in, we have had quite an active radar this afternoon as well as into the evening hours, and it's mainly been inland. We'll take a look at your complete forecast after the break.